Well, welcome back to my bee shed. It's time for another Thursday hive inspection. So let me readjust the camera so you can see the comb a little better. Okay, I've got all the gear ready. Let me put on my glove and we'll open the hive. So there is a trace of syrup still left in the bottom of this. Oh, I brought some girls up. Let me brush them back down in. And it looks like they built a little ladder to get to the sugar. At least that's what I'm thinking that is. Hopefully they don't get too mad at me. The weather outside is raining. You may be able to hear that on the camera. Maybe not. Let's pull this out and see what the comb looks like. Okay, I see some comb here that I'm not happy with. So I'm going to kind of, scrape that off. Now I'm going to set this frame down over here. The other side just has bees. There's no wax or any comb. We'll come into the next frame. Oh boy, there's a lot more wax than there was last week. Well, and some of it's okay and some of it's not. I'm tempted to just leave it for now because we're coming into a honey flow, or into what I think is going to be a honey flow, and I'd rather they were focusing their efforts on the upper frames instead of these lower frames. So I think I'm going to leave that comb. It's not bad, and as long as I leave the frames in order. Oh, I didn't look for a queen. Let me do that real quick. You can see how some of this comb is too thick. I don't see a queen there. I'm not seeing a queen on this side either. I don't see a queen there. I see a whole bunch of capped cells, and I'm thinking it's brood, but I am not certain. Although I certainly think it is, because there's what looks like honey around the outside, and it's got a different color cap on it than the center. And I am not seeing queen yet. There's some burr comb here on the bottom that I'm going to remove. There's some more of that ugly comb that I'm not happy about, but I'm not in a hurry to scrape it all off. Maybe I should. Tell me in the comments, what do you think I ought to do? I'm going to leave this little scaffold right there in the center because I think they're using that as a ladder to get to the syrup. As I look at this one, I can see that I have capped brood with honey around the edges, maybe some pollen, but there's a lot of brood on this frame, and I'm pretty certain that's what it is that it's brood. I am not seeing our queen, not seeing the queen. I guess I should hold the frame down here where it's easier for everybody to see. I'm going to take this piece of comb off. Is it bad to get rid of that comb at the bottom, or does it help them climb up? What do you guys think? Looking for the queen. Do you guys see her? Don't see her on that side. Look on this side, see if we see a queen. Not seeing a queen. Okay, looking for a queen. What do we see? I see some comb in this upper corner that was not built right and it tore off. It was attached to some comb that was on the other side. So I'm going to kind of smash that down and see what they do with it. Tear off that comb on the bottom. I am not seeing our queen. Let's look at the other side. I'm going to take a second and move the smoker just a little bit farther away. Do we see a queen on here? I'm seeing lots of capped brood. Every frame here is full of capped brood. I'm going to kind of smash this comb and see what they do about that. Rather than taking it out, I'll just smash it and see if they fix it. I am not seeing the queen there, although they seem to be very busy. Okay. Let's put it back in and go to the next frame. Bees are off that comb, so I'll go ahead and move it. These two are kind of tied together. So let's look at this side. Well, apparently the camera stopped partway through that recording, so I am not happy with how straight the comb is being built. So I tried something new. I tried squishing some of it. I hope I didn't squish the queen because I haven't seen her. Maybe I'll make another pass through just to see if I see the queen. I've got bees crawling all over me, but I'm kind of ignoring them. They're not hurting me. I see the queen. There she is. She's right here. So I have not squished the queen. She's here. Okay. Well, I've been through the hive. I found the queen. I'm not happy with the way the comb's being built, but most of these frames are built out. I've got, that's 2 sides of brood, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I've got at least 8 sides of frame that have brood. We'll have to close up the hive and see what they're doing next week. I'm sorry the camera quit partway through. We'll have to maybe get my daughter out here to help watch that next time. I'm tempted to put the next box on I think I'm going to do that. I may not put the queen excluder on yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the honey super. Maybe I'm just being anxious and I'm doing it too soon, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Okay, so I'm going to add, I put these things down in bad order here, but I'm going to add my honey super. I think the comb is mostly built out, even if it's not perfect the way I wanted it. So I'm going to add my honey super. There we go. So I think one of the mistakes I did is I did not, since my frames are not covered with wax, which I wish they were. If I was doing it again, I would make sure I bought ones that were covered with wax. I'm going to spray them down with sugar syrup and see if that changes at all where the comb is built. This is the tray that I put the wax on to let them see if they would bring it into the hive, and they did not. So that gives us 10 frames. This is what the queen excluder looks like. It's supposed to be a size that lets the worker bees through, but keeps the queen out. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. We'll have to see. But I'm going to start without using it. And if the queen starts laying up high, we'll have to adapt and see from there. But for now, I'm just going to leave this to the side and close the hive up. I may have to do a midweek inspection this time to see if they come up to the top. Line up that black mark, and then I know the holes in my feeder are lined up. So that ends the episode. If you have any ideas on what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong, please let me know. And I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel so that it grows and other people get a chance to see it. I think the more subscribers you have, the better chance you have of it hitting the searches. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you with the next inspection. Thank you.